messenger of God.
Allah!
Please, say you'll come to Yathrib. Our city is filled with bloodshed, brother fighting brother. Only you and your message can bring peace. Say you'll come.
Brother fighting brother? Oh, no. There was fighting, but it wasn't because of any family issues. Ishaq 197. Allah had prepared the Arabs in Yathrib for Islam because they lived next to the Jews, who were people of scripture and knowledge. While the Khazraj were polytheists and idolaters, they had gained the mastery over the Jews, raiding them. Whenever any dispute arose, the Jews would say, "A prophet will be sent soon. His time is at hand. We shall follow him, and with him as our leader, we shall kill you." Enter the Jews. So these particular Arabs were seasoned raiders, and fighting was going on because they kept pillaging their Jewish neighbors. And the Jews, who were doubtlessly tempted to hit back, refrained because they were still waiting on their Messiah, who had come 600 years earlier. The Khazraj tribe were still addicted to idolatrous superstitions when Muhammad first came to them, but they were just well enough informed with Judaism to swallow his corruptions. Ishaq 198, Tabari 6, 125. After the messenger had spoken to the group from Yathrib, they said, "Take note, this is the very prophet whom the Jews are menacing us with. Don't let them find him before we accept him." Because of this, they responded to his call and became Muslims. That is how it really went.
If you do, we promise to protect and defend you.
The movie's pretense about bringing Muhammad as a peacekeeper is a load of crap, and I'll prove it. This Yathrib Arab just said that he and his pals would protect Muhammad. This is the verse the movie got that from. Tabari 6, 133. "We pledge our allegiance to you, and we shall defend you as we would our womenfolk. Administer the oath of allegiance to us, messenger of Allah, for we are men of war, possessing arms and coats of mail." To hell with peace. These boys were dressed for war. Ishaq 204 and Tabari 6, 134. "Men of the Khazraj, do you know what you are pledging yourselves to and swearing allegiance to this man?" "Yes," they answered. "In swearing allegiance to him, we are pledging ourselves to wage war against all mankind."
God has opened a door, O Messenger of God.
Allah!
The Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, accepted, and he instructed all of us to leave for Yathrib.
I'm too scared to leave at night.
This is not how it went, but by now, we should all know better than to trust this movie.
Everyone else.
Shh. We couldn't all leave at the same time. It'd be too dangerous.
It's time.
Ishaq 205. The following morning, Quraysh leaders came to our encampment saying that they had heard that we'd invited Muhammad to leave them and we had pledged ourselves to support him in a war against them. Thereupon, members of our tribe swore that nothing of the kind had happened and that we knew nothing of it. Lying was the first thing these Muslims did after pledging to wage war against all mankind.
The Muslims have all gone, but Muhammad stayed to protect those who were left behind. Now, it's time for us to decide what to do with Muhammad.
Throw him in prison. No, exile the man.
Yes. Take him to the edge of the desert and drop him off.
Let him go. He's out of Mecca. Isn't that what we've wanted?
You guys just said that he stayed behind! Is he in Mecca or isn't he? Mother of God, this movie makes no sense.
Huh? But whoever kills him will be attacked by Muhammad's clan and others.
Oh, now this movie acknowledges that Muhammad's forces are fighters. And you know why? Tabari 6, 138. Those present at the Oath of Aqaba had sworn an allegiance to Muhammad. It was a pledge of war against all men. Allah had permitted fighting. Christ's disciples were killed for their faith. Muhammad's disciples killed others for theirs. It is as different as white and black.
Who will be the one?
Who said it must be just one? Take one strong man from each clan and kill him together. That way the blood of Muhammad will be on everyone's hands. Then there can be no revenge.
idea.
I assume that was supposed to be the devil, according to the movie. Well, the devil didn't suggest that they assassinate Muhammad. Abu Jahl did. He was the guy who killed Sumaya with a spear earlier in the movie. I guess it really doesn't matter who suggested it, but I point this out to reinforce how regularly this movie twists things.
Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, knew of their plot. And on that night he asked his cousin Ali, God's blessings be upon him, to sleep in the Prophet's bed, knowing no harm would come to him.
If Muhammad knew no harm would come to Ali, there was no justification for making Ali take his place anyway. This was his son-in-law. Cowardice doesn't even begin to describe this loathsome act. Even if Allah were a god, the fact that he exalted this weasel Muhammad, of all people, makes him unworthy of anyone's praise.
He's there. When do we go in? We don't. We wait until he leaves the house for his morning prayers. Then...
As the night drew on, the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, prayed. And one by one, the assassins fell asleep.
This movie gets an F. They did no such thing. This is what the Hadith says. Tabari 6:142 and Ishaq 2:22. Gabriel came to the messenger and said, "Do not spend this night in the bed in which you usually sleep." When the first third of the night had gone past, the young men gathered at his door and waited for him to go to sleep so that they could fall upon him. When Muhammad saw what they intended to do, he said to Ali, "Lie on my bed and wrap yourself in my green cloak, the one I use when I go to bed. Nothing unpleasant will befall you from them." Tabari 6:143, Ishaq 2:22. Among those who had gathered against him was Abu Jahl. He said, while waiting at his door, "Muhammad alleges that if we follow him, we shall be kings over the Arabs and Persians. Then after we die fighting for him, we shall be brought back to life and live in gardens like those in Jordan. He also claims that if we do not submit to him, we shall be slaughtered. And after his followers kill us, we shall be brought back to life and thrown in the fires of hell, in which we shall burn." Allah's messenger came out and took a handful of dust and said, "Yes, I do say that, and you are one of them." Holy balls! No wonder this was censored out of the movie. Allah took away their sight so that they could not see him, and Muhammad began to sprinkle the dust on their heads while reciting following verses. "Yasin, I call to witness the Quran. You are the one sent on a straight path. ... The sentence is justified against most of them, for they do not believe. We will certainly put iron collars on their necks, which will come up to their chins, so that they will not be able to raise their heads. And we have set a barrier before them, and cover them so that they will not be able to see." This from Quran 36, verse 1. By the time he had finished reciting these verses, he had put dust on the heads of every one of them. After which he went where he wished to go. Nope, didn't save his son. I'll bet you weren't counting on it being this bad, were you?
He went to Abu Bakr, and together they left Mecca and hid in a nearby mountain cave.
Are you all waiting here for Muhammad? I passed him hours ago on his way out of town. That's impossible!